So today I'm going to be showing you guys the weapon that had the biggest glow up as a result of weapon customization, the last 5 Scythe. Now I've been working on a laser video for quite a while, but editing is hard, and I want to talk about lasers, because I really like lasers in this game. I think they're a ton of fun, I love the aesthetic, and they just feel more or less pretty great to use with some exceptions. But as to the last 5, I like it a lot on the bot front. I think it's a fantastic precision weapon. Ever since they removed the recoil completely, it feels great to just laser in on bot heads, and with the addition of the high capacity heatsink, as well as the angled grip, this gun just feels so comfortable to use if you like aiming for Devastator heads. It is still light pen, so if that's not your cup of tea, then this gun is probably not for you. Even though the fire effect is very powerful, and you can apply it to Devastators and bots, the main strength of this weapon is still its precision as a marksman weapon, which is why I think it only truly shines on the bot front, even if it's not terrible on the other fronts. Anyway, I like to run the high capacity heatsink. It just lets you fire for so much longer, it's really nice. The angle grip, I think, is the only option you could put down here anyway, but ergonomics is just such an important stat for precision weapons. That's what you want on there anyway. And unfortunately, the biggest drawback of this weapon is that it only has a 2x scope. Personally, this would be incredible for me if it had a 4x scope or a functioning 10x scope, because they're a little bugged right now, if I remember correctly. But even just a 4x scope would really make this even better than it is right now, though it's still very good. So for the bots, I like to pair this with the Senator, just to take out hulks. It's pretty tough to land 3 shots in a row, and I'm sure I'll be missing plenty throughout the video, but it's a great ammo efficient way to save thermites and save rockets or whatever else you need saving. This really takes you a long way against hulks. And I'm going to be taking the thermite. I think that's just the default best pick on bots always. There's just so many heavies that you have to deal with, and their chaff isn't as much of a problem if you can aim as it is on the other fronts. So thermites really help on that front. In terms of support weapon, I'll be running the recoilless rifle. It's kind of a shame now, but with worse riders, I think a lot of the heavy pen weapons became a lot worse, just because they're so hard to take out with the railgun, with the HMG, laser cannon, etc., etc. They're just extremely durable even in their weak points. So it's become kind of not mandatory, but a lot less fun to take out heavy weapons or heavy pen weapons compared to proper anti-tank options. I'm going to be running 120 Barrage. I've mentioned this in previous videos. It's just always good. It's good for objectives, drops, bases, just anything you want. The 120 can do. The strafing run, super fast, super reliable, great against small patrols, and really helps with taking out objectives. Or not objectives, outposts, because it takes out fabricators, both the small and big ones. And finally, the rocket sentry. I'm going to be bringing the rocket sentry just because it's really good. It has a ton of ammo, deals well with chaff, deals well with enemies, and this is a pretty open biome, if I remember Femmire correctly. So this thing is probably going to get a lot of value if I don't place it like a complete orangutan. And in terms of perks, since I am running this medium plus armor from the superstore, which has a little bit more armor rating and is a little bit slower than medium armor, but has the fantastic explosive resistance fortified passive, I'm going to be running that with the stamina enhancement just so I can complete the mission a little bit faster, because it takes stamina is very punishing on really medium plus, and anything, even medium itself, stamina is pretty punishing without a stamina enhancement. I only like light armor if I'm not running stamina enhancement. But anyway, that's the build, and I'll see you guys in the mission. Okay, so it's nice to be back on the bot front because I was getting a little sick of bugs. The bots are my true love. They're such a cool faction, just everything about them. I just really like the bots. So it's going to be nice to get a little bit of bot gameplay, even though the major order is still bugs. It's important to switch every so often so you don't get burnt out. Hopefully the next one will be bots, but I have a feeling it's going to be squids. Anyway, as you can see, if my aim is a little bit better, the Scythe is just so good at aiming at long distances because it's got no bullet drop off, it's got no velocity, it just, you point and it hits. And that's what you want against the bots, because there's just so many mediums, so many devastators. The Scythe really does make quick work of them. So this is a War Strider seed. I'm very glad I brought the recoilless, because if I brought the railgun, I would have had a miserable time. I really hate fighting War Striders using a railgun, because the game just sends so many after you, and it takes, I think, like 3 high charge shots to take out their joints, which is crazy considering like a drop can have like 3 or 4 of them. It's much harder than dealing with tanks. Alright, let's slow down resupply. So see, this is why another reason the Scythe is so good on higher difficulties is because it can hit those rockets very easily on the side of reinforced striders. And as far as a precision weapon goes, this is a pretty relaxed one, I think, compared to the Diligence, which is still a little bit better, and the Amendment, etc. Because you can kind of just hover your mouse over where the head is, and it'll get it eventually, unless they keep getting ragdolled by their friends. So you don't have to be as perfectly accurate as you do on ballistic precision weapons. Like, you still get the head just by being in the general vicinity. There is a lot of smoke there, making it very hard to see. But see, I think it's like 1/3 of a second on the bot head, and it goes down, which feels excellent. Alright, let's get this done somewhat quickly. Get stunned. I swear, on some biomes, like this one, the bots are just way more accurate than normal. And they also just don't respect smoke effects like this, that are part of the environment, which, you know, oh, Hidden Bleed, one of the most annoying bugs in the game right now, where you have the bleeding status effect without actually being alerted of it. I've died many times to that. It's way more lethal in light armor, because I think heavy armor does reduce the bleed damage you take. Which, you know, doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm not the realism expert. Okay, this guy's gotta go. That's the tough part of the recoilless and solos, is that it's just difficult to find windows to reload sometimes. Nope, I needed one more. Ever since they added this way, I've on secondaries, I've just been so much worse at actually using the Senator against Hulks, which is a shame. I really think that was a very, very unfortunate change. I don't think Sway's a fun mechanic in the slightest. Alright, let's hope he doesn't hit me. Okay, that was really lucky. I've also noticed, I feel like the bots spawn more troopers recently. I don't know if that's just my imagination or not, but it's particularly noticeable in cities where there's just entire squads of like 20 troopers. I'm not complaining, I think troopers are actually pretty fun to fight. Even if I wish they were a bit more dangerous. Alright. Go. Let us run back to the patrol that is now over the resupply. That's unfortunate. Let me see if I can, no, that was a little silly of me. Oh yeah, that did absolutely nothing. I think, nope, I haven't reloaded my, recoilless, which is unfortunate. And the bleed. It's always the bleed. Really, I hope they take a look at the limb injury mechanic, because I think it just kind of sucks in its current iteration. It's essentially just RNG roll if... I don't know if it's RNG, but it feels random to whether or not you need to just burn the stem every time you get hit. Alright, Thermites are also really good on bots, as I'm sure you know, because you can stick them on fabricators like that. You're shooting at, but it's not me. Yeah, so the 2x scope is still like, it's not bad. It's a bit more visually clear than the 4x scope, I think, but it also just has less magnification, which makes it harder to hit those precision shots. So as you see, I've been barely using the fire dot on the side because it's just faster to just laze them straight in the face. The fire is really only effective if they're not facing you and you can't hit their head. So that's when you can hit their limbs, their arms, their stomach. Just all of that is light armor. Pretty much everything except their torso is light armor. So the Scythe can set them on fire if it hits them there. It can't kill them like effectively at all. The Scythe does terrible damage per second. 350 DPS is not something people realize, but it is one of the lowest in the game. But thankfully, Devastator heads are very fragile. Well, not thankfully for them, thankfully for us. It's also great at clearing out mines. But see, with the extended capacity mag, now I haven't even had to reload this entire mission, which is so nice. Alright, there's a bot. Should I get that before or after extract? Who knows? Actually seems like a pretty good spot to take some pot shots at the fortress while we're here. I'm gonna try and 100% these missions. I think it's a lot easier and more fun on the bots than it is on the bugs. Alright, that was a... Alright, please reload. I should have done the tech. There we go. What hit me? Oh, of course, bunker turrets. It's always the bunker turrets. So I think, actually, War Striders also made sentries a little bit worse. Not as hard as they hit the heavy pen weapons, but those grenade barrages really do a number on sentries. What's that? Yeah, that is one of them. I really wish the bunker turrets had a glowing point like the cannon turrets do, because it is so hard to see them at range. This is an example why the recoilless rifle is just so dominant on the bots. Like, there just isn't a problem they can't deal with extremely effectively at very long ranges. I think that configuration still has a fabricator somewhere in the divots that I can't see from here, so I'll just come back to it later and start dealing with this bozo over here. Yeah, the recoilless is just so strong on the bots. Not gonna say it's too strong, but it is pretty goddamn strong. Is that another one? Yep. Please don't shoot me. You could also achieve this with the AT emplacement if you didn't want to bring out the recoilless rifle. The Quasar can do it too, but it is a lot slower. Same with the Eats. They both can take out all these targets from a long range, like, pretty effectively. And the Spear as well, but the Spear has an awful ammo economy, and it's kind of unreliable. I don't love using it. I think I missed it twice, but it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, I did. Okay, that's gotta hit it. There we go. The next, yeah, I'm not gonna bother running back. Let's get this fortress done real quick. Fortresses are just so much easier than Mega Nests, I think. It's because fabricators are so vulnerable from range to both stratagems and support weapons like the recoilless and even the spear. And this is the hardest configuration, I think, because it's got, yep, the bunker turrets as you just saw. That is rather bad for me. The onions, my nemesis. Alright, let's see, does the bunker turret cheat? Because I'm cheating. Alright, I've paid for my sins. Where the hell? Okay, it's here. This is one of the reasons why I really like the Talon. I think it's a fantastic pistol, but the Senator still has so much utility, even if it was like really heavily nerfed by the sway changes on secondaries. Just like having a heavy pen on demand for a lot of these targets is just, it's not excellent at taking any of them out, but it can. And it really helps your ammo economy on your grenades and your support weapon, as well as just bailing you out of bad situations every so often. Oh my, these bunker turrets are so oppressive. Yeah, this configuration of Fortress has like, I think like almost 8+ bunker turrets. You are out of so I think the fire actually might be pretty decent if it actually sets him on fire. Alright, let me just reposition before I test that out. It's not often rocket striders spend all their rockets, but it is a point against light pen weapons on the boss, even if I genuinely prefer light pen. Ever since the legs became light armor, it's a lot less of a problem, because they were impossible to kill with light pen before. Now they're just annoying to kill with light pen, which is an improvement. Yeah, no way. So I think the Scythe really only shines on nice wide open maps like this with really good visibility. Because in close ranges, the Diligence and the Amendment just kill enemies like a lot faster, which does make a big difference. So this is really like a long range weapon. That's where it truly shines. Okay. So many bunker turrets. I guess it's me eating my words for saying fortresses are easier than Mega Nests. They still are, but that doesn't mean bunker turrets aren't the devil. Okay, that was the biggest skill issue I've ever done in my life. Let's hope Rocket Sentry will save the day. Now, to actually spot these gosh darn bunker turrets. There's one. I think there's another one about ground level. Is that it? Yes, that is it. So that should hit it. Yeah, there we go. We'll run back and get some ammo. Hopefully the rocket sentry does pretty okay for himself, but he seems to be a little confused. There he goes. I think he's getting confused a little bit by the rock. Which is strange that they can see him, but he can't see them. Alright. I guess that's proof that the bots cheat and we don't... Yeah, how the hell can they see him? No, his hitbox doesn't extend above his head like the Tesla tower does. That is bizarre. Ah, it doesn't really matter anyway. Let's take out this cannon turret. Actually, I'm gonna take this guy out because those machine gun turrets are so lethal. And the Scythe is also pretty good against Berserkers, because their heads don't have much HP. I'm not sure it's the exact same as Devastators, but I think it is. It'd be kind of strange if it weren't, because they're just Devastators without any clothes on. And chainsaws for hands, of course. That's kind of... that's more noteworthy than the clothes, in my opinion. That was a bad placement for rocket sentries. They're shooting in the back. And he's going to shoot that whole carcass for the rest of eternity. Alright, shoot one dropship down as a tree. Oh, that's a lot of fellows. And that is a cannon sentry. I think that hits it. No, I think I missed. Yeah, just about. A little bit higher. Are you? No, you haven't seen him yet. I know the lasers do make less sound than standard weapons, but I actually have no idea how much it makes a difference. I don't really play very stealthy, because, you know, fighting enemies is more fun than crouching for a long time. Ow. Honestly, and this is going to sound bizarre, I think one of the enemies this weapon is the weakest against is just the basic trooper. Like, it can headshot them and kill them pretty fast, sure, but pretty much every single other weapon in the game can just take them down center mass much faster than the Scythe can take them down center mass. Well, it's not a huge deal because troopers, again, are, except for the MG Raider, they're not that threatening. And the MG Raider, even that, he still has to get pretty lucky to get that full burst. Doesn't happen that often that they actually kill you. Alright. Issue. Resupply. This is one of the cases I wish I had the spear, because now I'm going to move on to myself. Okay, if this smoke could just like... I love volumetric smoke and fog, it's so fun. There we go. Mission at 20 minutes remaining. And there we go. Alright, that's perfect. See, even at extremely long ranges like that, just the spear does make shots easier, but it's still not that hard to hit them with the recoilless rifle once you get the hang of it. Honestly, I think the spear would be probably pretty fine if it got at least one extra shot in the backpack, but as it stands right now, it is just like inferior in just about every way to the what's it called, recoilless rifle, which is a shame because we really need some variety when it comes to AT weapons, and the spear is probably the most unique dedicated AT weapon, and it just like kind of fails to deliver on its promises. It's pretty decent against the dragon roaches though. Maybe I should make a video on that if they're still around. If the Spark Nodes version of it is that it takes 2 to 3 shots to take them out, but it's pretty much the only weapon that can effectively track them as they fly around. I mean, I guess the Wasp probably can, but the Wasp isn't great at taking out heavies like that. Though this is just speculation. I've not tried the Wasp against the Dragon Roach. Maybe it is secretly very good against it. It is a pretty strangely designed enemy. That should take it out. Nope, if it bounces, it's going to do absolutely nothing. Yeah, see, the fire dot can give you a little bit of value every so often, like finishing off a Berserker or a Devastator, but I wouldn't say it might as well not be there against the bots, but it's really pretty low impact. While it is very high impact on the squids and the bugs when you're using the Scythe, it's like by far the best feature of that weapon on those fronts. It used to be the only way to apply the fire damage over time effect precisely at long ranges, but with the Coyote, I just don't think there's much reason to use the Scythe on those fronts, unfortunately. Not until it gets a damage buff. Alright, that was almost really bad. That was really bad. But see, explosive resistance armor, any other passive in the game would have absolutely died to that. Time to get ragdolled. Oh no, surprising. That's not a great placement, but it'll draw some aggro. See, the Rocket Sentry is also really good at taking out, what's it called? War Striders, which we haven't seen that many of this mission. Yeah, they're such a joke if you have AT, and such a nightmare if you don't. I really don't like them. Okay. 3rd time's the charm. So you could also bring the ultimatum for some anti-heavy utility in your 2nd slot, but it just doesn't deal with Hulks that well. I mean, it kills them in 1 shot, it's very effective, but there's just so many Hulks and you only have 2 shots of the ultimatum while you have a lot of Senator shots. And if you're bringing the recoilless rifle or anti-tank, which you know you should anyway, then that deals with all the factory striders, war striders, the big lads that the Senator can't do much against. I'm so dead, yeah. Request approved. Reinforcements have been lodged. I'm gonna completely miss. I can't see anything right now. I don't know if it's better or worse on YouTube, but I'm struggling to see. Okay. War Striders are a competitor for my least favorite enemy in the game. No, they're not even nearly as bad as Alpha Commanders now that I think about it. Or Flesh Mobs. They're still really annoying, and the worst enemy on the mob front, like, bar none. I'm surprised they didn't hit me. But they're not as actively awful as Alpha Commanders are, I don't think. Still, if I could remove them, I would. Or at least make their cannons not ragdoll, and make their durable, or the leg joints less durable. Those are the two things I would change. So, oh, there's two of those, okay. And a lot of the time, you don't even need to scope in with the Scythe, because it's a built-in laser sight, really. Let's take out one of those. I think I'm just gonna keep pushing forward so I don't get bogged down by this patrol. Or I get almost insta-killed. Yeah, see, heavy armor would have died there. Or not heavy armor. Normal medium armor would have died there. Oh, brother, that is tough. Alright, this mission got a lot more interesting. I think my rocket sentry probably got instantly killed by that berserker. That is the one hard counter the bots have to sentries, at least rocket and autocannon sentries. Extraction is available. Should I? The Senator also isn't terrible at taking out dropships because it's heavy pen, so it does full damage against the engines compared to the Talon and the Verdict, which do 60% damage, whatever the damage reduction is for matching armor. Another bot drop already. Oh, I guess I did complete the objective, so the cooldowns are a lot faster. This might be a little tough. I would like to see. That would be very nice. Alright, let's... This might be a little very tough. No, who's really gotta go is these Horse Riders. Just ragdolling me on cooldown. Oh, there's 3 of them. No wonder why I keep getting ragdolled. Alright, my opportunities to actually reload might be a little dicey. There's definitely too much room to run through that. Wow, I really wish I had brought Portable Owl Bomb at this very instant. But I've also been getting a ton of value out of the recoils, so it's... I don't think either would have been the wrong choice. Please, fucking thank God. Gotta go. There's another hole. It's like 4 heavies in one POI, Jesus. Alright, I might get lucky and survive. That's definitely what I was gonna say. Okay, you gotta... Oh, but he's gonna ragdoll me. Yep. Can I? Can he? Nope. This Hulk just is ruining my life right now. I don't have the ammo to deal with all these gunships at the moment, which is really sad, but it's just what it is. Oh, no. Oh, there's so much. Oh my God. Nah, it's over. Yeah, stratagem jammers are not that bad when they are by themselves, but when they are covering other objectives, like gunships or detector towers, then they are just so oppressive. Especially solo, because I don't have anybody to help me take out these gunships. I think I should take out at least this this one, if it's not in range of the what's it called? Oh, I forgot they had a stomp attack. They don't use that. I armed this thermite and hit myself when I was ragdolled by the ragdoll machine. I've been such a cool looking enemy, it'd be so annoying. See, yeah, this is why I honestly, if War Striders weren't a thing, I like the railgun more, because it would deal with these gunships so easily. Like a single slightly charged shot to the engine takes out a dropship so reliably. It's like the best anti-dropship weapon, if you ask me. Where did my Oh, okay, yeah. I apologize, I forgot. I hope that putting a rocket sentry on this rock may draw some heat away. Fortunately, I do need to save every single rocket. Well, actually not if I put a resupply on the stems. Yeah, this would have been the smart way to handle it. Deal with all the dropships, put down a rocket sentry, fill up on supplies, and then go for the stratagem jammer. But I am more impatient than I am smart. Actually, no. Please do call a breach over here. Not a breach. A drop over here, so that it's not on top of the stratagem jammer. That would actually be very helpful. I dream of a day where we have the 4x scope on this thing. Alright, I think I just have to live with the fact that there's going to be a drop on the jammer. All I need to do is just get rid of all these striders ASAP. And oh yeah, rocket sentry is honestly better than most random teammates. I'd rather have a rocket sentry covering me. Right, take that. Okay. I just have to start running. Please throw this thermite before I get wrecked up again. I can tell you're gonna be a problem. Go. Okay. That could have been better, but it could have been worse. And now it's gone. Thank goodness. Ragdoll, ragdoll, ragdoll. I don't know if these sound cuts are coming through in what's it called? Oh, hello. Sound cuts are coming through on YouTube, but the sounds in the is that my no, that's my rocket sentry. But the game sound keeps cutting out every so often and is a very jarring and unpleasant. Okay, that was skill issue. I'm gonna blame the sound. Completely unjustified, but you know, it's a good scapegoat. When in doubt, blame the deads. So yeah, now this is tech I'm sure probably every YouTuber has told you at this point, but if you put the hell bomb down here on the double gunship factory, then you can get both of them in one swoop instead of having to call in the 2 hell bombs, which is quite nice. Okay, I'm missing my shots, but honestly, dropships or gunships have been neutered so heavily. They were not like. They definitely didn't help with the stratagem jammer, but they were not the main problem. That was all the War Striders. Which is a shame, because gunships are one of my favorite enemies. They're just so fun to take out. Like the sound design, ooh, the way they go down is just so satisfying. Alright, I think this might be a detector tower. It's not another jammer, because then I would have been in even deeper shit. But I'm gonna assume it's a detector tower. Eagle. Probably not much. Yeah, the strafing run, I've not gotten very much value out of it on this map. It's a little too mountainous. If I were to run this again, I would maybe swap it out, but I'm not sure with what. Maybe just the default Eagle airstrike. I know it's been power prepped a little bit, and it's not nearly as good as it used to be, but it's still a perfectly serviceable stratagem. Takes out fabricators, it's okay against heavies. Generally pretty decent. And more consistent, in my opinion, at taking out, what's it called, fabricators than the 500 kg is. 500 kg is likely to not hit exactly where you want it to. 500 kg would also be a fine choice. I hope this is not a mistake. This was a mistake. And this is the turbo buffed Trader Barrage. But thankfully, nah, this is gonna be the one that gets me. Yeah. Sometimes I do wish there was a little bit of a... Oh, it's another gunship fabricator, okay. Oh no, not a gunship fabricator, this is the chamber one I'm talking about. Okay, so I can retrieve my old recoilless, which is fine. It is out of ammo. Alright. I haven't used the 120mm barrage in about 10 years, so... Oh, I didn't pick up the rocket, I picked up the Scythe. Okay. That sucks. Okay, yeah, it is back. Direction I'm gonna be running in. Go. So this was just an outpost, it wasn't an objective. Because I think I've done all the objectives. 1, 2, 3... No, I haven't. 4... I forget if it's... I think it is 4, so I might have done all of them. Maybe I missed like a Scythe artillery or something, but you know, I'll be fine. Though then again, the Scythe artillery would have been extremely nice for that jam. Yeah, this is another thing with the Scythe that I totally forgot to mention or even notice this entire mission. But if you look at it, like as you're aiming down scopes, like the sight is behind your head because the Scythe is such a short weapon. So that's why when you're in first person, like you see like it's clipping into my shoulder at the right. And I think it's a lot worse with some armor sets. Like, I remember I was running it with the heavy defibrillator armor set from the Patrol Corps, and like my entire screen was just covered. I like couldn't see anything when I was aiming down sides. And that was not a fun match. Okay, reload this. Okay. That was a little embarrassing on that bot's part. Perfect timing on Eagle 1. I thought I was fighting the Jet Brigade for a minute. Jesus Christ. Okay, I might actually do something nobody's ever done before and use the HE function on the recoilless rifle. It's not terrible, but it's just like every rocket is so valuable on the bots, especially because it's just one dead heavy guaranteed. And you know, as you can see, there's a lot of heavies that do a lot of damage and ragdolling. Oh no! Oh, that was so unfortunate. So that wasn't the best showcase of the Scythe ever, but that was also a harder mission than usual towards the end with those stacked objectives. And, you know, still technically 100%, so I can put that clickbait in the title, right? Nobody watches till the end anyway. They'll have better things to do. But, in a more serious note, the Scythe is a really, really fun weapon against the bots. It does a little bit too low DPS for my taste on the other fronts, even if the fire is good, but on the bots, it's just a great alternative marksman rifle. The diligence is still better, in my opinion, and I also like the sickle a lot and the double-edged sickle, but the Scythe is really, really solid. And if the day comes where it gets a 4x scope, I think it will be, honestly, one of the best anti-bot weapons, as long as you like sniping Devastator heads. If you don't like that, then this may not be the weapon for you. So anyway, thank you for watching, and have fun.